they benefit from buying, and they also benefit from being in a place where there is security, where they know if somebody falls and breaks his foot, they know that they will be getting the fire department right there right away. We can have more dispatch, we can have more equipment, we can have more police officers. And you know what? The crime in borders usually goes up. That's the way by nature it is, because you have to deal with illegal aliens that they come across. We've got the drugs issue. So by nature, crimes in border is increased. I was just reading an article about Phoenix being one of the largest crime city with there is a kidnapping. Last year, 350 kidnapping in Phoenix. Do we want this to be in Calexico? So what are we prefer? So what if we pay extra 5 cents and get a better security?
Señor Uscan, antes de que me lleven a la balota, por favor, ¿por qué ustedes, Cosima, no aportan ideas? Esta ya es la segunda vez que lo ponen en la agenda. ¿Por qué el señor Moreno no dice, no da opciones de cómo agarrar más dinero para el departamento de policía? Usted mismo, el señor Romero, el señor Castro, el señor Fuentes, pues ¿por qué se le cierran todos los caminos para nomás irse a ese recurso? Y en el futuro, las generaciones que vengan se van a acordar de ustedes de muy mala manera, porque yo sinceramente me acuerdo muy mal de ese taxi, me dejó un mal sabor de boca de ese taxi que nos impusieron del hospital. De verdad, aporten ideas, no nada más que vaya, yo siento que se fueron que lo paguen, al cabo que la gente de Mexicali lo paga, al cabo que lo vamos a imponer. Yo no creo que esa sea una muy buena manera de agarrar dinero. Yo creo que deben de buscar más recursos, que deben de pensarlo no una vez, 2 veces, llévenselo a la almohada, platíquenlo, vayan con los comerciantes, no es nada más, vamos a ponerle la balota y que la mayoría de la gente ni vota. Y si son 2.500 van a ir a votar 3 y con 3 ya lo van a pasar. Yo siento que no es justo, no es justo. Yo represento comerciantes de Calexico, estoy en el distrito de negocios, yo espero que esté hablando por ellos y que de verdad lo piensen 2 veces. Ustedes están aquí electos para ayudarnos a los comerciantes. Les recuerdo que nos ayuden para que no nos lastime más la economía y el que estemos trabajando diariamente 8 o 10 horas tratando de sacar adelante el negocio y tratar de sacar adelante a Calexico. Piénsenlo 2 veces. Gracias.
Mr. Vice Mayor, first of all, I want to commend you on bringing this up because I know that one of the main issues of the platform when I ran was not compromising public safety. And looking at the economy the way it is, it's a domino effect. People are losing their jobs, they resort to crimes. The crime rate is going to go up, it's gone up in border cities. I think this is a win-win situation. I don't like to raise taxes. I'm not raising these taxes, I'm voting for this to go on the ballot. I think this is the time that if something like this major decisions need to be made. I'm asking our city manager, when is the closing of the hospital tax? Do you know when that is? Okay. Enough said. So I think that if we let the people decide, I know that there are people out there that know that we're 20 officers understaffed. And it will cost more to run a department that is understaffed than to have a fully staffed department, whether it be fire or police. Border cities all along Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, California are seeing a rise in the crime rate. We read about it in Tijuana. We read about it in Texas. It hasn't come to Calexico yet, but perhaps that's in the future. We have to be prepared for something like that. So I think that with these tough times, we have to make this tough decision. I, for one, move that we put it on the ballot. And I let the people decide if they want to pay that extra half-cent sales tax. We are going to see results by having more officers on the street, by having more fire department firemen, firefighters out there assisting those in need. We've got a brand new ambulance. Chief Mercado said we couldn't use it because we don't have the staff for it. If there's somebody dying, God forbid that it's anybody in this audience, relative, they can't send an ambulance because there's an ambulance already on the way to El Centro. So what happens then? It's not a very pretty picture. Public safety is the #1 budget getter of budget taker of the general fund. It stands to reason we should be supporting this. People are going to be going out of business. People are going to resort to crime. We need to be prepared for that. The future doesn't look bleak. I think a quarter cent here and a quarter cent there is not going to kill anybody. So I'm going to make a motion, balance of the council, to put this on the ballot for June 2nd, 2009. Thank you.
I'll second the motion. No, for discussion. I second the motion for discussion.
No, I'm not going to mention, I'm not going to echo what John Benson,
Thank you, Senator. I'll take that as a comment.
Moreno. But you know what? Public issue is very important for everybody here in Calexico. And I believe that half-cent tax is not going to hurt people from Mexicali, people from Calexico. I believe that we need that sales tax to support fire department and police department. Like I mentioned, it's very important, and I'm against to increase the sales tax, but in this situation, we need the sales tax to protect us, to protect everybody here in Calexico, and I'm in favor of that. Thank you.
Just, I want to make some comment. Go ahead.
Clarification, last year in July, I was very opposed to the motion of the measure because it was directed for Parks and Recreation and other issues. Not if it had any impact on security or safety. If it had any, it would be very minimal. One of the things that I've been mentioning, you might say this is one of the issues where I've been even turning blue in the face, is that there is no doubt that security, police, and fire need additional support. One of the things about this measure, on reviewing it, or the contents, I don't know, is that the final format?
Unless you make changes tonight.
For me, the measure should be focused on additional staffing. You're already looking at equipment and other issues. I was hoping that if a measure like this ever came before the council, that it would exclude assets. I was just looking at personnel.
Yeah, and that's why when you do a measure like that, usually you have an oversight committee, and they're the one who decide how the money is going to be spent, in other words, on ambulance or on a patrol car or on staffing. Of course, we need more staffing.
Yes, Chief.
Mr. Romero, real quick, and I totally understand what you're saying, but there's a couple of issues that are that deal particularly with that. It would have been on the slide, but one of the things, like with the fire department, when I talk about industry standards, there are certain things that say that, like a ballistic vest that an officer wears, it only lasts 5 years and needs to be replaced.